Now looking forward to Game 6. The Leafs have lost 7 straight on home ice. Not that that matters.
Are you serious?
Yeah, in the playoffs. As I told you, Sheldon Keefe's home record in the playoffs as the Leafs coach is 4-12.
That's unbelievable.
How do they shift the narrative on that? How do they change that?
You need some. I think it's a bit overblown.
You wouldn't say it's nothing, though.
It's not nothing. They played a very composed game in Boston in Game 5. Don't be rattled by the moment. Stick to the things that were going well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take any stupid penalties. An advantage to you, it's Game 6. There are going to be fewer. Refs don't want to call it.
Yep.
Refs don't want to be Wes McCauley. They don't want to be
brave.
Well,
those brave referees.
The call on Justin Hall, like whether you think it was the right one or the wrong one, let's say 100% it was the right one.
Mm-hmm.
It was the story coming out of that game in 2022. Nobody wants that, right? So that's to the Leafs' advantage. Stay out of the box, get some saves from your goalie. And I think it's that simple. I don't think you have to grossly change your game. I think the guy who needs to screw his head on the tightest is Sheldon Keefe. Don't get overly obsessed with last change. And
his line matching stinks anyway. It doesn't matter. Just play the players.
Do what you did last time, man. And trust your guys. Trust your guys. When you hardcore line match like that, I feel like it shows a lack of trust in the other guys.
Yeah.
And those guys are going to
I
think it creates anxiety.
Well, you feel like you're playing on the back foot because you're focused on who's out there rather than playing the game.
Yes. You're focused on, all right, I got my matchup. And when the situation arises where, Jim Montgomery catches you, or the Bruins cycle it for a little bit and they get to, you're going, oh, no. And you're playing the whole shift in fear. And that it can't be that way.
Yeah, but Steve,
simplify the game.
Sheldon Keefe isn't good at line changes. Like we've established.
No,
I know.
That is his one of his biggest faults. The other is not hiring somebody who can run a power play.
Well, that's
he's not. I don't think we can bank on Sheldon Keefe not doing something wonky with the fourth line.
That's an indictment. That's rough.
He's
not good at line change.
He's not.
That's true.
Like he'll double shift guys when they don't need to, and they'll lead to a goal because they're tired. He'll play the fourth line when he doesn't have to. He'll change up the lines late in game to lines he hasn't played with all season long. He's not good at line changes.
I think the key to winning at home is keeping it simple. What do you do on the road? You play the cards you're dealt. Oh, these guys are out there. Better adapt. You know what I mean? Watch some game tape from the road.
Who's more nervous in your mind? Boston blowing it again or Toronto nervous in front of their home crowd?
Boston. The Leafs are already dead. They're already dead. And I was asked a spectacular question by Tugi, who's he does a lot of
He's great.
NHL
Tugi.
24 content.
He unfortunately cheers for the wrong team. But
So over the last few days before Game 5 or leading into Game 5, we were talking about trade Marner, fire Shanahan, fire Keefe. How far would the Leafs have to get to undo all of that?
Third round.
That was my answer. And it still might not be enough. The last year, we were like, they did it. And then they got knocked out in 5 in the second round. And we realized how not close to winning the Stanley Cup 5 playoff wins is. Mm-hmm. You need 16. 16.
Mm-hmm.
Oilers.
You need to get to 9 or 10 before I'm willing to entertain no changes.
Oilers in 2022 went all the way to the Western Conference Final. They still only managed 8. They got swept by the Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
They got halfway there. 16 wins is so hard. And if you don't get at least halfway there, I think everything is set in motion. The Bruins, I mean, they were set to fire. Oh my God, what's his name? The
GM?
The coach who they won with in 2011.
Oh
my God.
Cassidy?
No, in 2011. They
2011. Sorry.
No, they won the cup with him. His name escapes me.
Claude Julien.
Thank you. Jeez. They were down 2-0 to Montreal in the first round. And you know what? I told this story yesterday and I got it wrong. It was 2013 against the Leafs. They blow that series. They blow that 3-1 lead. I remember all the stories heading into game 7 were if the Bruins blow this, he's fired. He's gone. And why not? You blew a 3-1 lead in the first round. You stink. What happens? They win with a historical comeback. You go all the way to the Stanley Cup final. Game 6. He kept his job for like a couple more years riding on that. They were about to fire the guy, but that's how far he had to get. So the Leafs, they're dead already. We have nothing to lose. That's how they should be looking at this. Sheldon Keefe's like, I'm a fired guy who just happens to be on the bench for this game. Shanahan, I'm just along for the ride. Hopefully they win. I guess we'll see. Marner, I like it here. I grew up here. I'd like to continue winning here. That'd be cool. Maybe even 4-7. Buy myself a couple more days. So many of these guys, their fate is basically carved into stone with the caveat that they got to get at least 3 rounds deep. You were down 3-1 in the first round. You're already dead. Go zombie mode and drag these guys into the grave with you.
I like that. And if you're the Bruins, and you could see it from Bruins fans' reactions last night, Jim Montgomery, for as great as he's been as a coach in this series, if they lost the next game, there are going to be questions. If they lost game 7, there are going to be very loud questions. Brad Marchand, as captain, this is his first full season. And is he able to do this without Chara and Bergeron and all the other great players? Dude, these questions start to pop up. Is the defense strong enough? Is it deep enough?
Go look at Bruce Boudreau's career record as a head coach.
Crazy good.
He should never be without a job. Ever. You know why he is?
Playoffs.
He's like 0 for 8 in game 7s. That's crazy. That's insane. Matters. Matters big time.